Do you feel like you're falling behind, even though the bills are paid, savings are growing, and life feels stable? You might be winning, and not even know it. Because true wealth doesn't glow, doesn't shout, and isn't found on social media. It's not in the car you drive, the house you flaunt, or the account you screenshot. It's in the calm you maintain when markets burn red, in the system you've designed for your money, and in the quiet choices you make every day. And if you have these traits, you're not just rich, you're dangerously and quietly ahead of everyone else. Now let's rip through the layers of financial illusion society has built to uncover what real, silent victory looks like. What is a millionaire? You don't need a luxury car, a mansion, or a seven-figure account to qualify as truly wealthy. If you're debt-free, sleeping well at night, and not panicking over bills, you're already ahead of 80% of people. The problem isn't what you have. It's how you define winning. Society wants you to think wealth is shiny and loud. Wrong. Real wealth is being able to stay still in chaos without trembling. And if you've reached that state, you're already operating at a level very few ever reach. The gap between looking rich and being rich is enormous. Some look average but invest consistently, maintain a 6-month emergency fund, and stay calm in a crisis. They're not just rich, they're fortresses. Meanwhile, others with fancy cars and designer clothes spiral when their balance drops below 3 digits. It's not about how much you earn. It's about how long you can stand when the wind shifts. If your foundation holds while others collapse, you're already wealthy in a way no one can take from you. That nagging feeling of falling behind is a trap engineered by a society obsessed with appearances. But the truth is this: if you're in control of your money, living without debt, and building a consistent investment strategy, you're not losing. You're winning silently. Wealth isn't for display. It's a silent weapon that keeps you intact while the world falls apart. And if you live like that, stop doubting it. You're already a new generation millionaire. The illusion of success. We live in strange times where poverty wears filters and broke people flex lifestyles online. They rent cars for pictures, borrow money to travel, and return with debt. But what you don't see is the bank statement, the credit card limits, or the anxiety behind the curtain. If you've escaped the show, if you're quietly stacking instead of showing off, you're miles ahead of an entire generation. You're not missing out on success. You've just stopped performing for an audience that doesn't pay your bills. True success has no Instagram filter. It shows up when you skip a $500 meal, skip the new iPhone, and max out your retirement fund instead. No one claps for that. No one claps for that. But 10 years from now, when you retire early while others work a job they hate, you'll know who really won. You don't need to look like a winner. You just need to actually win. Look around. How many people live to impress instead of to build? If you're quietly acquiring assets, cutting vanity, and investing in freedom, you've crossed into a different realm, one most never dare to enter. Real wealth doesn't need applause. It needs options. It doesn't seek praise. It seeks peace. If this is how you're living, then you're not just surviving, you're leading. The real test: can you stand after falling? Real wealth isn't proven when things are good. It reveals itself when everything crashes. When income stops, markets fall, and fear spreads, who stands tall? Not the one who screams, the one with a plan. Some max out credit cards, others open their emergency fund and keep walking. That's the difference. Not money, structure. If you can survive the storm while others drown, you've built something stronger than net worth: resilience. You can't fake being okay when your account is empty. You can't fake calm when the bills keep coming. The truly wealthy don't panic sell stocks. They don't beg for loans. They planned for this. They run their lives through systems, not emotion. If you can go 3 months jobless without touching your long-term investments, you don't need approval. You already passed the test most never study for. Ignore those who brag during bull markets. They disappear in downturns. True winners don't broadcast. They endure. You notice them when crisis hits and they say nothing. Because they're unaffected. They're not forced to sell, panic, or beg. They move forward. If you're building that kind of calm, you're not behind. You're far ahead of everyone, still hoping life won't throw them a storm. The secret of silent wealth. Truly wealthy people rarely look wealthy. They don't need to say, "I'm winning." Their life proves it. No drama, no flexing, just precision and consistency. These are the people society ignores until they outlast everyone else. They don't chase praise, they build independence. If you're stacking quietly and strategically, you're constructing something the crowd could never copy, even if they tried. Wealth isn't a jackpot, it's repetition. The person who invests $100 monthly without fail has more power than the one making six figures chaotically. That's not magic. It's math plus discipline, time. Most chase luck. You run a system, and systems don't care about mood. They just work. Daily. If you're operating like that, congratulations, you've entered the league of the unstoppable. The average person spends impulsively, buys when happy, sells when scared. The wealthy schedule their money. They invest on the first, they automate, they ignore market noise, they aren't reactive, they're builders. Boring consistency beats explosive chaos every time. That's why they don't need a big win. They're winning the whole war. Systems over wishes. Most people live on hope. Hopefully I'll save more. Hopefully I'll start investing. But winners don't hope. They build systems. They automate savings, set budgets, invest on schedule, and it works while they sleep. This isn't discipline. It's warfare. If you've created a repeatable system for your money, you've already outpaced millions still waiting to get things in order someday. A system is what handles money when you're not paying attention. Auto transfers, recurring investments, controlled spending, built to operate under pressure. If every dollar you earn has a purpose, you're not hoping anymore. You're engineering results. Systems remove emotion and insert inevitability. That's why real wealth isn't accidental. It's structured. You'd be shocked how a simple, consistent system can outperform years of chaos. While others figure things out, you invest on day one. They chase moods. You plug into financial machinery, let it run. If you're doing that, know this. It's one of the clearest signs that you're on the most powerful path to financial freedom. Emotionless investing, a lethal advantage. The market doesn't care about your emotions. But most people let emotions control their wallets. That's why they lose. They panic when prices drop. They chase when prices rise. But real winners don't feel. They follow a plan. They invest when the market bleeds red. They invest when nothing moves. And they win because their method is boring. If you're investing consistently no matter what the market looks like, you're not average. You're rare. Most think investing is about timing the market. The truly wealthy know time in the market beats timing it. They automate. They invest monthly regardless of headlines. Like brushing teeth or charging a phone, it just happens. If you're doing the same, you're already ahead of trend chasers. Compound growth doesn't need fireworks. It needs time, discipline, and emotional detachment. No one celebrates when you invest $100 in an ETF. No one claps when you skip crypto hype. But a decade later, when you're wealthy and they're still grinding, who really wins? If you're investing quietly, mechanically, you're playing at a higher level. The level only reached by those who know stability is sexy. If this is you, you're already winning, even if it doesn't feel like it. Emotional control, the invisible weapon. Money isn't just math, it's psychology. Someone making $10,000 a month but stressing over debt is no richer than someone making $1,000 and sleeping peacefully. The difference is emotional mastery. If you can handle surprise bills without panicking, you've achieved a financial state most never touch. The truly wealthy aren't just rich in money, they're rich in peace. If you don't fear unexpected expenses, you're already in the winner's circle. Nobody praises you for staying calm during a market crash, but that calm protects your wealth. The rich don't rage when their portfolio dips. They don't panic sell. They know volatility is temporary, but systems are forever. If you can watch your balance drop and do nothing, you're not weak. You're a financial master. That stoicism is your advantage, invisible but invincible. No one will hand you a trophy for not freaking out. But you should still be proud. You've passed the test, 90% fail. Emotional chaos. If you're building calm in chaos, making financial decisions without emotional sabotage, you're protecting your most valuable asset, clarity. And that clarity, over time, builds an empire. A world where money doesn't control you, you control it. Funding into assets, not image. One of the clearest signs of financial maturity is when you care more about your portfolio than your profile. You don't need a Rolex. You need index funds. You don't need a sports car. You need a retirement account. When you stop spending to impress and start spending to buy freedom, you've exited the rat race. If you're choosing assets over appearance, you've entered a level of wealth most never touch. Harsh truth. The most broke people often look the richest. They buy luxury with credit. They flash brands while overdrawing. Meanwhile, the truly rich dress simple but hold unstoppable portfolios. They buy land, not phones. If you're choosing long-term assets over short-term shine, you're laying bricks quietly. And by the time they notice, your foundation will already be complete. No one throws you a party for skipping a trip to buy stocks, but each quiet decision builds your future. Others burn money on looks. You grow money through investments. Others live to be seen. You live not needing to explain. If you're funneling cash into things that grow, while they waste it on trends, you're not behind. You're playing the long game where applause comes last but lasts forever. Money isn't a trophy, it's a tool. Many treat money like a trophy to raise. Look at me, I've made it. But that mindset burns cash to buy admiration. Those who understand money never show it off. They don't worship it, they use it. To build freedom, buy time, gain leverage. If you see money as a hammer, to build, break, and create, you've already escaped the trap of trying to prove yourself financially. Money is powerful, if used well, dangerous if not. One person uses it to invest, build, buy freedom. Another uses it to compete with neighbors. If you're using money to reclaim control of your life, not to win approval, you're operating on another level. Not everyone with money wins. Only those who turn money into strategic leverage survive the decades. A hammer can smash fingers or build castles. Money's the same. Use it right and you create empires. Use it wrong and you destroy your own peace. If you've stopped seeing money as a crown and started seeing it as a tool, you're already where most never arrive. That's why you'll win, quietly, steadily, permanently. Money won't make you great, but how you use it will say everything. Momentum, the overlooked superpower. The difference between success and surrender isn't talent, it's momentum. You don't need to sprint, just don't stop. Every $100 into your account, every investment without skipping a month, that's the flywheel turning. Slowly, but it's moving. Others start fast, then quit. You move quietly, and then you become unstoppable. If you're building momentum, you're not just making progress, you're becoming a force. You might not see results yet, that's why most quit. They want instant proof. But the truly wealthy know wealth is a curve. Flat for years. Then, it explodes. If you're planting seeds without demanding immediate fruit, you're already ahead. One day, you'll look back and realize those boring repetitions built the life others only dream about. No fireworks, no stage, just right decisions repeated. If you're walking this path, don't doubt it, you're winning. Every saved dollar, every smart choice, every temptation you rejected, they're working together. When you no longer question yourself, no longer seek applause, you're operating like a financial machine. Momentum makes you unstoppable, and no one can take that from you. In conclusion, you don't need millions in the bank to know you're winning. If you're investing consistently, managing your emotions, living below your means, and following a system over hope, you've already surpassed a generation performing for strangers. Real wealth isn't loud, it doesn't need applause, and it doesn't rely on luck. It's built through repeated decisions, in silence, when no one's watching. And if you recognize yourself in any of these signs, congratulations, you're not falling behind, you're leading. In a way society doesn't understand, but the future will bow to.